What is up? It's week 12. We weren't here last week. We had a lot of stuff going on. I was recovering from COVID. Bryce had some family photos he had to take. You guys hear that baby crying almost every Sunday. And they gotta save face since the baby's always crying and try to get some pictures. Is the baby crying in every picture, Bryce?
No, she's a photogenic little hooker. That's for sure. She loves getting her picture taken.
But we are back, week 12. I'm alive.
That's good.
How many teams you got alive, Sully? You got most of your teams alive, ready for playoffs, or
the ones I want to be doing are doing okay. I got a couple of teams teetering with a bye heading into the playoffs. I've got one of my guillotine leagues still alive. Made the Scott Fish Bowl playoffs somehow. Doing okay in the Warrior Bowl. Doing a lot of charity redraft this year, which I'm having a blast with. So kind of hanging around in those, might make some noise. But Bryce, how about you? I think the only league we share, we're both kind of gross. So
yeah, it ended up being good that you guys didn't trade for Kirk Cousins, right? That came full circle.
We still should have.
Yeah, it'd probably be that.
I'd rather have him next year than what I have right now. So that's a whole other story.
Yeah, I think in all the leagues that I wanted to, be a competitor playoff team and or win this season, all but one are still alive, and I think all of them are looking in pretty good shape. And then all the rebuilds are pretty much going to plan. So I'm in pretty good shape. And then the one league that I am not going to make the playoffs and not going to compete in, unfortunately, it's like one of my cheapest leagues. So that's the good part. So, but there's a lot left to go. The Grand Prix, the league that Rick and I share, one of the leagues Rick and I share, my most expensive league is my team looks pretty good, but there's like 3 or 4 teams in that league that any one of us could win it, or even 5. So it's going to be a dogfight in the playoffs for that league. How about you, Rick?
Yeah, I'm like got a couple leagues where I'm right where I want to be. I should have been competing. I'm competing, and then I've got a couple where I shouldn't have been competing. And somehow I'm, the super flex that we're all in together.
Right.
I should not be 7-4 in that league. You look at my roster, there's no way in hell I should be 7-4. But the Tyreek Hill effect has played a big part in me winning 7 games somehow, even though I'm like 11th in scoring or something. So I've got a couple leagues where I wanted to rebuild, and I've won a couple extra games. I just traded off Keenan Allen and Joe Mixon and Tua and somebody else in the league, and then ended up winning in that one, just ruining draft pick status. So I've got one, the Grand Prix, where I'm in second. So I wanted to be at least in second in that one, but I've won too many games in my other rebuilds. I don't even rebuild right, so that's where I'm at this year. It's been fun. In my redraft leagues, not good. I did not do good in Scott Fish Bowl this year. I did not do good in Polly's playoff this year. And I am alive in my guillotine for the FYF listener league. Still in there with 4 teams left, but I think this is my week to go home. Me and Joey are like projected right around the same, but Brees Hall didn't get me enough points with only 4 teams left the other night. So, I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Joe wants to know, do I flex Taysom Hill or KJ Osborne? Sully, what do you think? Are you playing KJ Osborne against the Bears, or are you going to go with Taysom Hill?
I like the matchup for KJ Osborne. I think the $1 million question in Minnesota still is, does Justin Jefferson play on Monday night? They have listed him as questionable. I have no insider information for my team whatsoever, but it just makes sense to me that Justin Jefferson sits one more week. We go into the bye and we come out and he plays after that. KJ Osborne has been rather not involved since Josh Dobbs took over. He did get concussed in one game, but his last game back, I don't know if he had 2 or 3 targets. Taysom Hill just does so many different things kind of okay, which all lead to fantasy points. He's a red zone fixture in that offense. He can run the ball, catch the ball, and throw the ball. So I'm going with Taysom Hill here over KJ Osborne rather easily. Bryce?
Yeah, I'm sticking with you here. I mean, Taysom Hill is a good flex play for fantasy and in real life. He can literally do everything. So when you have a guy that could literally throw, run, and pass a touchdown all in the same game, it's a guy you definitely want in your lineup. And it's super beneficial that you can put him in the tight end position if that's like something that you're not very strong in. Rick?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. I do like KJ Osborne this week as well. He is probably going to see more of the young rookie cornerback that Stevenson gets thrown on more than any cornerback in football. And I think that KJ is going to get a lot of him. They stay on the same side though, so it may, I'm assuming the Vikings will move these wide receivers around, make sure that Addison doesn't get a Jalen Johnson treatment, because Jalen Johnson is good at not intercepting the ball, but making sure that the wide receiver doesn't catch it. So I'm going to go Taysom Hill as well, but Osborne is a sneaky play this week. What's up, guys? I'm in the playoffs in 4 leagues. This is our boy Rob Kane. So Nico or DJ Moore or Douglas in PPR. So why don't we go ahead with you there, Bryce? Who are you going to go with this one?
It's good to see Demario Douglas in questions. I just want to point that out.
This one he doesn't belong in.
He doesn't, but he's a good. I like it. I like putting him in my lineups this week, nonetheless, but not over DJ Moore and probably not over Nico Collins as well. I do think that Nico Collins is now becoming the number 2 option in that offense behind Tank Dell, but DJ Moore is a league above Nico Collins, and then Nico's probably still a step above Douglas for now. So DJ Moore rather easily here. Sully.
DJ Moore, Nico Collins, Mario Douglas.
Yeah,
and I like
that. Now we're being disrespectful.
No,
okay.
But it's true.
No, hang on. I like Mario Douglas, but who's your quarterback this week, Bryce? Apparently you guys are going to rotate.
I mean, sure, but what's key in fantasy, right? Volume. And if you look at the past 3 weeks, Demario Douglas has volume. And
sure.
I mean, yeah, he's probably got the lowest touchdown upside of these guys.
Where's he finished with all that volume? Like, I like him, and I have him on some rosters, and I'm sneaking him in.
Double digits, I think, the past 3 weeks. I mean, he has a pretty nice floor right now. He just
DJ Moore and Nico Collins both have top 5-7 upside in the offenses that they're playing in with the matchups that they have with the quarterbacks that they have. So that's why it's 1, 2, and way down 3.
The most Douglas has scored is 14.4 points, and that's why he is.
He's got the floor.
Yeah, and I like him. Like, he's always open. You just don't have anybody who can get him the ball, and that's my biggest concern with him. But it's DJ Moore over Nico Collins by a decent amount for me here as well. I just really think DJ Moore could go ham this Monday, like go crazy. Could be not another 50-pointer, but he could put up 30 easy on the Vikings.
DJ Moore with Fields has the highest floor and highest ceiling out of all 3 of these by a considerable amount.
I agree.
Nico's ceiling is still pretty high.
I would say
they throw so many.
I would say Nico's floor is the lowest, personally.
I
just think with Stroud spreads it out a lot. It seems like Tank Dell and Schultz get a lot of volume. It just wouldn't surprise me if Nico finishes.
It's been a while since we had
targets where I don't see.
It's been a while since we had a bet. Where's your notebook? It's been a while since we had a bet.
You know what? I'll stand on Douglas. I'll take Douglas over Nico.
I'll take Nico.
I'm in.
Thank you.
I'm in.
We're back, baby. Let's go.
We're back.
Y'all want to give me 2-1?
Nope.
No.
You made your bet. You lie in it.
Speaking of $5,
Joshua Montgomery with the super chat, moving up in line. Morning,
Thank you,
fellas.
sir.
1 point PPR. Need 1. Sutton, London, Rice, Marshawn on IR. Does that really matter with London? Thank you.
Do they play each other?
I didn't think so. I thought Tampa
They
Bay
do.
played.
I thought they played the Saints.
The Saints and Falcons play each other today, I believe.
Oh,
they do. Hey, so did I. I thought it was Tampa
Indy
as well.
Nope.
Okay.
They play Indy.
Kick us off, Rick. What are you doing here?
I think I'm going with Sutton right now. I think Sutton has been, right around 15 points, probably 3-4 weeks in a row. Him and it looks like he's the red zone threat for Russ. on a Denver team whose offense has been way better this year than it was last year. I'm going to go there. London, close second. Rice, a little distant third, just because that offense, talk about spreading it around. That offense spreads it around, and you never know who it's going to be week to week at the wide receiver position for the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm going Sutton. What about you, Sully?
Bryce, you sound ready. Go ahead.
I was going to say it should be Rice, though. I mean, he's the one that I feel like disappoints the least amount. I mean, he gets all the excuses because he is a rookie as well. Kadarius Toney's out today, which is, I guess, worth noting potentially for Rice getting more volume. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is now in the doghouse of the entire fan base and potentially the team. But it's Sutton for me rather easily. He looks like Russ's go-to guy. I really thought it was going to be Jerry Jeudy. But it appears to be Sutton, and he's balling out this year. So it's rather easily Sutton for me.
I didn't even know this, but Sutton is wide receiver 18 on the year. He has only had one game. Let me double check this. One game under 11.6 points.
Dude is unbelievably good.
Yeah, he hasn't had any monster games. He hasn't even hit 20 points, but he's just been consistent.
He's scoring
12 to 16 points a week. Yeah.
And he's scoring. If anybody's going to have a receiving touchdown for them, it seems to be him. So it's Sutton for me as well. And I'm just going to add on to Bryce's point. So Kadarius Toney's out. So there's another guy like Patrick's going to look to someone else to drop 2 or 3 passes today for him. Mecole Hardman, another crappy wide receiver they put on IR. Rashee Rice should finally get a snap count that he deserves in this one, but I'm still going to Sutton. I think until the wheels fall off, regression's probably coming for him because he scores as often as he does, but I watched all of that Monday night game and still haven't gotten over how the Vikings blew that game, but at the same time, Cortland Sutton looked really, really good, and whenever Russ needed to be bailed out and needed something, that's where he looked. So I'm going to go with Sutton here for sure.
Yeah, I know what it's like to blow a lead to Denver too. Yeah,
but you guys blew the lead to Detroit while we were losing, and I was like, "Oh, we're going to finish in first," and then it all went to crap. So never mind.
Our lead against Denver that we blew was much worse.
Yeah, it was. I wish you beat Detroit though.
Facebook user wants to know: flex Taysom Hill or Jonnu Smith? Tight end premium, and Smith has a great matchup. So, Sully, which one are you going with here? Taysom Hill or Jonnu Smith?
The tight end premium complicates this one for sure because Taysom's points are probably not coming off receptions with Juwan Johnson back for the Saints. So I think I'm still going to take Taysom Hill here, even though you're probably getting 1.5 or 2 for a catch. Taysom has a better chance of scoring, so that's why I'll stay with him. Bryce?
Rick, you go ahead real quick. I want to look something up on this question.
Yeah, I'm going Taysom Hill. Obviously, week 10 was a bad week for Taysom Hill with 4.3, but he had 12 or more in 4 straight games leading up to that point. They're using him very creatively, like we thought he was going to get used when he signed that contract. I'm going to go back to him. Jonnu's still battling and about even in targets with Pitts, which just kind of ruins the upside for both guys in that offense. And he's capable of a big play, but I'm going to go with the Swiss Army knife and Taysom Hill here.
Yeah, I'm going with Taysom Hill as well. Well, I wanted to see what Jonnu's receptions have been, and his most he's gotten is twice. He had 2 games with 6 receptions, and that's only a couple extra points in a tight end premium, so that really doesn't change too much for me. If he was getting like some 8 to 10 reception games, that would be great. And it's worth noting on that target share that you just talked about, his target share has gone dramatically down in the last half of the games he's played. I mean, he started off hot outside of week 1 with like 8, 6, and 7, and 5. And then it's been 3, 1, 6, 3 since then. So it seems like he's getting targeted a little bit less, but it is worth noting that Desmond Ridder was the quarterback when he was getting targets.
This is
and he is coming back. So it could change
don't
again.
matter.
Yeah,
It don't matter, but I
Heineke
agree.
Heineke didn't play enough to like give us a good outlook on whether it was because of Ritter or not, in my opinion.
Right.
I just think Heineke's a little bit more YOLO, right? And he'll take his shots, and Ritter won't. So that makes sense why his targets are probably, or his things are happening more closer to the line of scrimmage. But I don't think it makes much of a difference.
Andre says, "Sup, fellas? We going with Jerome Ford or Calvin Ridley in a half PPR?" Bryce, what do you think about this one?
I'm going with Jerome Ford. You could chalk this up to like a ceiling and floor play because Calvin really does have the big game potential. You know, the multiple touchdowns, bunch of yards like we kind of saw last week. But he hasn't done that very often this year. So I'd rather stick safe and get Jerome Ford. The Browns lean on that run game big time. He gets a lot of touches every week, mostly carries. So he doesn't have like a ton of PPR value, but his touchdown upside being behind that offensive line and that run game is probably still gives me the edge of wanting to play him as a safe guy that still does have multiple touchdown upside, just probably not as much as Calvin Ridley. Sully?
I think Calvin Ridley definitely gets going, and so does Trevor Lawrence when all the guys are on the field, right? So the Zay Jones factor for Calvin Ridley has really come to fruition. Those are where his big games are. Zay's active again. It's a good matchup for the Jags, but I really like Jerome Ford too, right? Like the Denver Broncos defense is vastly improved over the squad that let up a 70 burger against the Dolphins, but they also made Alexander Madison look like a competent running back last week. So I think Jerome Ford gets his fair share as well. So I'm going to just take the easy way out here, and I'm going to say coming out of 3 Thursdays and a Friday game, if you need upside and you need to score to catch up, start Calvin Ridley. But if you're in a good spot and you want to just bring this thing home, start Jerome Ford. Rick?
I'm Calvin Ridley no matter what.
I figured
Ford
you would be.
does have a solid floor, but this guy has only scored more than 13 points one time since week 3. Week 3. So he's went 9-5, 11-1, 17.4, 4.9, 12.7, 11.9, and 11.9. Good floor, right? We got about an 11-point floor. That's good, but there's no upside with Jerome Ford. He's still splitting that backfield with Kareem Hunt. We're too late in the season. I'm leaning the upside on about every play, unless I just happen to have like a pretty sizable lead here going into this Sunday slate. Calvin Ridley gives you the 30-point upside. He's done that multiple times this year. His floor is less. His floor is probably 6-7 instead of 11, but with that big of an upside difference, it's easily Calvin Ridley for me out of these two. Now Jerome Ford scores 20 for the first time since week 2. And
I don't know how you get to easily there, though, because Calvin Ridley has been a ghost for about half his games this season.
But yeah, if Ford had the upside to score 20 points, then I agree, right?
Okay.
But Ridley has scored.
Yeah, I don't think Ford scores multiple times, so I agree with you. He's not going to get to 20. I just see Ford at a solid 15, 16 this week, but Ridley could be anywhere from 5 to 35.
But
so
I don't know how
I get it.
I'm trying to figure out how we get to like even thinking he's getting to 15, 16 when he's only done it once over this past 7 games.
Because I think you're starting a rookie quarterback against a team that if you're going to win, you're going to run on them. He's probably going to lead that backfield in carries. He's probably going to touch the ball 20 to 25 times, and I think he's going to score. So that's how I get him to 15, 16 points. He'll catch a couple of passes. He's not going to light it up. So I agree. Ridley's the ceiling for sure.
Yeah, it's just hard for me to get there when he hasn't got there since Kareem Hunt came in. But
I just told you how he gets there. Why is it so hard for you? I don't understand.
Because he's only done it once out of 7 games.
I know.
So
actually, I saw something earlier this week that when before holy crap, Nick Chubb got hurt. I think they were averaging 5.8 yards per carry, and since they're averaging 3.6. So there's a big drop off there.
Yeah. John says start 2 half PPR. We got Nico Collins, James Conner, Josh Downs, and Cortland Sutton. Listen, we just talked about Cortland Sutton and how consistent he's been, so I think he's got to be the first one that we throw in here. Personally, what do you guys think?
Sorry, did we answer Rob's question before it, or was I rambling too much and we missed it?
Oh, I'll go back to it. I accidentally skipped
Okay.
Rob's. We'll do that next.
2. I think I'm Nico and Sutton here. I do like Downs coming back. I think he's sneaky, and Connor just isn't the same right now. So I'll go with Collins and Sutton. How about you, Bryce?
I'm going with Sutton. I think James Conner looked great coming back, but the problem is where James Conner got all of his value last year, he's not getting it this year, which is strange because you would think Kyler Murray is the one that was always dumping it down to James Conner. He looked super strong as a runner. I thought he looked explosive. I liked it a lot. But I got to go Cortland Sutton here. He's the easy one. And I will lean Nico Collins for that number 2 spot. But I think James Conner, if he can get back in that some PPR work back in that offense, he can resume the late season value that he had last year for potential playoff teams.
Yeah, I'm going Connor and Sutton. That's where I'm going. Connor's had 14 and 16 carries the past 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, he didn't have a target, but he had 3 last week. It just turned into 2 receptions for 1 yard. We just got to get back in the end zone, right? He hasn't been in the end zone since week 3, and that's obviously a James Conner thing, finding the end zone. So, hopefully he can do that and get some of those targets back too. So it is close between him and Collins for me. I'll just take the guaranteed, nearly 20 touches with Connor. Oh, this one was the first.
Yeah,
one.
That's the one.
Shad White or Connor?
It's White for me.
Yeah, speaking of somebody that gets all the freaking passing work as a running back, Rashad White gets a ton, and it seems like he can always breaks off a big play somehow every week to salvage his fantasy points. It's Rashad White for me.
It's got to be Rashad White.
Yeah,
he scored 15.9
for running backs.
I don't know if he is or not.
He'd be close. He'd be close if he doesn't.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I don't know who else would be up there. Yeah, he seems to have a 30 or 40-yard reception every week.
John says, start New Orleans defense at Atlanta or Tennessee defense versus Carolina?
I think I like the Titans because I think Bryce Young can turn it over more and take more sacks than I think Ritter can take off with his legs and throw it into the stands more often. So I like Tennessee to turn the ball over more.
I have the Saints at 12 and the Titans at 17, so I'm going with the Saints here.
Yeah, the Saints got better pass rushers. That would be the thing for me. So I'll go with the Saints.
I don't even know what I ranked it. Let me look, just for fun.
You ranked Tennessee 11 and Saints 14.
Yeah, look at me calling my own shot.
Alvin Kamara is leading the league in receptions for running backs.
That makes sense. He did that in 2 weeks, I think.
Missed the first 4 weeks. Christian McCaffrey is in second. I can't see number 3 yet.
I think Kamara had like 10 or 11 catches in one of his first games. So that helps.
First game back, he had 11.
Yeah.
Rob wants to know, Warren or Douglas in the flex?
Well, Douglas is wide receiver 1 this week, right, Bryce?
I just think I like him as a good flex option for sure.
With the news leaking out of Pittsburgh. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And I got him in Scott Fishbowl, so he needs to go crazy.
Rashad White's tied for third in receptions for running backs with Jahmyr Gibbs.
Gibbs. It's another one.
I honestly don't know what I want to do here. I know everybody's excited about Canada being gone, but that first game with the new OC coming in, you never know how that's going to work out. And you still have Kenny Pickett at quarterback. I guess I will go Warren here.
You have Kenny Pickett, Mac Jones, and Bailey. Those are your choices here.
Yeah,
so
you got all kinds of.
I think Pickett might be the best quarterback in this scenario.
That's true, which is sad.
Very.
What did I just read? One of the rookie. What's his name? New York quarterback that you were hating on Brad for. No,
DeVito.
DeVito's already got more multiple passing touchdown games than Kenny Pickett does. How gross is
that? And I might have been hating on Brad for DeVito, but I picked him up at Scott Fishbowl, and in that wacky scoring, he put up like 36 and got me into the playoffs. So I might have to go buy that guy's jersey.
Dude, these undrafted quarterbacks have actually played better than some of the first rounders. Well, I mean, they're playing better than Zach Wilson.
And DeVito lives at home. That's the best story about him of all.
His mom still makes his bed.
Like, why do you live at home? Why would I live somewhere and pay rent when I could just live with my parents? Loved it.
Seth says, morning, guys. 2 questions. Josh Downs, Amari Cooper, or Chris Godwin for standard wide receiver 3. Also, K1 or Dobbs for quarterback.
Can I ask a dumb question? Who's K1?
K1 is...
He is?
Murray.
Okay, I thought so. So that's easy for me. I'm going Kyler over Dobbs. I'll start.
I never heard of the nickname, too. I just figured because I had the same exact question.
It makes sense when his number's 1 as well. So
his username on Twitch, too, I think, or his Warzone Call of Duty name.
Does he play with you guys?
No. We're not trying to wreck Cardinals.
I just heard he plays a lot, so I was just wondering maybe.
You got to watch when they have drops. People were talking about when he came back this time. It was like during the release of
oh my God,
W3. So who knows what was going to happen? I'm going K1 though. I'm going K1 for sure. Josh Downs is out.
We're picking 1 here.
It's what it looks like.
I'm going to go Godwin just with DTR. I think it hurts Cooper a little bit, so I'll go with Godwin here.
It's Godwin and Kyler Murray for me. I'm starting to.
I'll go
Demario
Godwin.
Douglas
It's still hard for me to say Cooper though.
I'm starting Demario Douglas over Cooper in 1 league.
I'm not shit talking Cooper anymore since I gave you guys the league against him and he wiped my cleaned my clock. So no ill will to Amari.
Amari's just so freaking good. I wish he could get in a stable position for. I mean, this poor guy's been with Oakland, and then the whole thing in Dallas, where the fact that they got rid of him was crazy.
He'd be so good in that offense right now. Like, take Brandon Cooks out and put Cooper in. That team would score 60 a week.
Yeah, but I'll go Godwin as well. We got Joshua down here.
Whoa.
Joshua bringing the heat. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. One more time, he says, I have Eckler, Gibbs, and Barkley in the flex. Need to bring Kyron Williams out of IR. Would you play Williams over Eckler or Barkley with week or this week, or wait and drop Zay Jones or Ferguson next week?
I really like Kyron, but no, I can't get that. I like him, but not that much. Barkley.
I agree. I like him a lot, but I'm not starting him over those guys.
You always got to kind of sort of worry about a guy's first week back too, I think. Yeah, I don't know. What's the drop part of that question? I'm trying to.
He has to bring him off IR, so he's going to have to drop a player. So he wants to know if he waits to drop Zay Jones or Ferguson next week, or if he plays him, brings him off IR and plays him this week. I would just keep him on IR and save your spots for now.
I would too, and depending on when your trade deadline was, maybe you can shake something up with that solid running back room, because nobody has that unless you're in a 16 league. Like, that's an amazing group of running backs. I think if your trade deadline hasn't passed, you might be able to shake something up.
So let me ask you this. So we know that he gets his $10 worth. We appreciate you so much for that, Joshua. If you were going to trade one of these running backs, which one would you trade? Because I think that's a big question, is which one.
I think that's a great question. I would start with Eckler and hope that people still on name recognition can get something back, because he's kind of broken. The biggest concern with Eckler is for some reason they're not targeting him, which kills his value. And then I would probably move on to Saquon if I can't move Eckler. I just think that Barkley just coming off of a big game. I think those are going to be few and far between in the way that offense is constructed right now. So I would like to move. I would go Eckler, Barkley, Kyren, Gibbs would be my ranking of trading those guys.
What game you playing, Bryce?
Now that I'm trying to get this, that my stream is all messed up, so I'm trying to get the YouTube TV up here so I can see if there's any breaking news for players. So I had to log in real quick.
I get what you're saying.
There
My
we
thought
go.
is Gibbs, because I think Gibbs carries the most the most value right now. And I'm assuming this is redraft, right? Because in a dynasty, you probably got better options to drop than Zay Jones and Ferguson. So I'm assuming this is redraft. I'm probably going Gibbs with Monty back. Even though Gibbs is good, he is going to be splitting with Monty for the rest of the year. So Eckler, Barkley, and Kyren get all the work when they're healthy. I'm going to stick with those three if I can, because I think Gibbs will get me the most back because they'll be most excited about the young rookie, and I get to keep the guys that get the most action and are good and have scored a lot of fantasy points. So that's where I was going with it, because I think on the surface it does look like, Eckler and Barkley have the name value. I just think Gibbs has more excitement around him, but he also has the most competition in his backfield because Monty is not going anywhere. He's Dan Campbell's kind of guy. So that was my thought to put on there. Do you have any thoughts there, Bryce?
No, I was gonna say the exact same thing. I think Gibbs right now has the most value around his name, and he gets the least amount of percentage of work in comparison to these other guys on their team. Eckler's got to get it rolling. That offense has not looked very good. I assume they just start to lean on Keenan Allen and Eckler moving forward, especially if this head coach wants to keep his job going into next year, which isn't looking too promising for him right now.
No, if he didn't have the cheapest owner in the world, he'd be fired already.
I was gonna say he's lucky to make it week to week.
Him and Ron Rivera racing to the finish line of who gets their head cut off first.
I still can't believe how long this has gone on for the Chargers, right? Like they've just chargered themselves for 15, going back to LT days. They just find ways to lose. It's the craziest thing. So much.
I'm old. You can go back to the Dan Fouts days. Like they've been doing it since inception. Like I don't know, man.
I don't remember those days. I remember the early 2000s and on, but it's just been crazy. They just continue to find ways to lose, and it boggles my mind. Douglas needs some help, though. And I want to say again, Joshua, thank you very much for the super chat.
Yes, sir.
Just so everybody knows, that's how you jump the line and show some support to the channel. We appreciate you so much. Douglas says, morning, guys. Need a wide receiver 2 and a flex. We got Deontay, London, Rasheed, Ford, and Singletary. I don't know that we can sit Singletary right now, can we?
They just announced that Dameon Pierce is active today. I don't know if that matters at all.
I don't know if it does. Singletary was starting to take that job anyway, but that does weigh into this one for sure. I'm going to do this in reverse order. So London's out for me in this scenario, and man, I don't know if he is. I need to admit it.
London and Rasheed are out for me.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. So there's your answer, or no? There's two of them.
We got to narrow it down.
So who are you sitting? So you're just saying you're using Deontay as your wide receiver too? Is essentially what you just said.
I'm starting Ford over Singletary this week. I think
I'm going Deontay and Singletary.
I'm going Deontay and Singletary as well.
Actually, so am I. The guy just had back-to-back over 100-yard games and multiple touchdown or 20-something points. So yeah, same as me. I'll join you guys in that one.
And for some reason, I just don't understand. Like, there's some of these weird backs that are like caught in the middle, right? Where like you maybe don't like their body type, maybe they're a little bit too small or whatever. But this dude Singletary has been productive.
Do you remember when we used to
give it an opportunity?
You remember we used to talk about where Buffaloes were running or wide receivers went to die? Maybe it's running backs. Zach Moss gets out of Buffalo, goes to Indy, and goes crazy. Singletary gets out of Buffalo, goes to Houston, gets some opportunity, goes crazy. Like maybe it's Buffalo's system that makes these guys look like crap.
Yeah, didn't Marshawn Lynch have success outside of Buffalo too?
Yeah, He would have had some success damn near anywhere.
So free James Cook is what we're saying.
Yeah, so you can go back up.
Latavius Murray. Get laughed back somewhere else.
Maybe James Cook can go back up Ronald Jones somewhere.
No,
He could go take his brother's job.
His brother looks slow.
His brother's finished.
Sutton is living on TDs. Hey, if they're getting them, if they're getting them.
I will say that's my only concern because that stuff regresses to the mean 100 times out of 100.
They do play Cleveland today too.
But
but
touchdown
defense.
Expectancy is a lot stickier in season than it is going from season to season. Is the one thing that I would say is when guys are piling up TDs,
100%.
a lot of times it carries on.
Because QB's looking for him and he's locked on him. So I agree 1,000%.
Kyron or Pacheco started Charbs, so I need upside. Man, why did they wait till the last 2 drives to target him?
I know, it was killing me watching that. Upside is Kyron here, I think. Pacheco's a nice floor, but Kyron's got to be the upside play, in my opinion.
Yeah, easily Kyron.
Yeah, I'm going Kyron as well. Okay, we got to sit one of these. Ridley, Puka, Nico.
Sitting Ridley.
I'm sitting Ridley.
I'm sitting
Gosh,
Nico.
that's tough. Yeah, it's one of those two, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely not Puka.
I don't think so. Yeah, interesting how the Rams and Stafford are better without Cup than with him this year.
Is Cup out?
No, he's playing.
That's what I thought.
They announced yesterday he's playing, or 2 days ago.
All right, let's get into this.
I don't know if y'all do kickers and defense advice, but Cairo Santos or Greg Joseph today. And Pitt D or Denver D. Thanks, guys. Good luck. All right. So
you rank these. I'll be right back. I'm going to go blow my nose real quick.
So usually as a rule of thumb in life, it's not the Vikings kicker, but he's actually been pretty good this year. I'm just trying to see where I rank these guys. We both have Joseph ranked 8th and Santos. Where the heck is Santos? You have him 16th. I have him 18th.
I was going to say probably lower than he should be, but I'm on Joseph.
Santos has kicked pretty well for you, I believe, if I recall correctly.
He's been lights out. It's just
and Joseph's actually been good for us, so it's like upside down world or something.
Pittsburgh's the easy choice in the second question.
Yeah, I see a little bit of interest in like I have Pittsburgh 2 and Denver 9. Like I don't dislike Denver. It's the DTR factor, right? It's a DTR factor, but Pittsburgh, they got to be fired up as a team after shedding the boat anchor that Matt Canada was. So I think they play really well today.
Broncos defense has been surprisingly good since their 70-point. Well,
it's been really.
They gave up that big game to Chicago, and since then, since the second half of that Chicago game, their defense has been pretty good.
Yeah, their pass rush is getting home, and their secondary has been really good. Surtain seems to be leading them there. They're a little leaky on the ground, but no, I like Pittsburgh.
Yep, Pittsburgh and Joseph is who Sully and I are both picking there.
It's Jake Browning for Cincinnati too, right? So we'll see. It's Jake Browning for Cincinnati as well for Pittsburgh. So rookie guy, holds the ball long, good pass rush. He could get sacked 10 times.
And he could throw 3-4 picks too.
I think I'm starting him in a couple of leagues. I hope not.
Andre says Ford or Bijan, half PPR. This is Bijan, not even close.
Yeah, it's Bijan. I feel like Arthur Smith heard people complaining about not giving Bijan the ball, and then
let's not act like
he doesn't give a crap.
Let's not act like that.
He gave my ton of touches. That last time you said the same thing. Last time I said he's going to give Bijan the ball.
No. You said I think he heard other people. He did not do it because of other people. I
think that other people might be within the organization that could be his bosses. I bet they said why'd you invest in a 5th round pick?
Okay, so then say that the boss told him to use Bijan.
Okay, well, I mean, the bosses that make the money off the fans are going to listen to the fans to an extent. I mean, they're going to. You draft a guy 5th overall and you don't give him the ball. Everybody.
Well, what about the tight end and the wide receiver?
They did not.
He didn't draft the tight end. He didn't draft the tight end. So he might not.
The owner did.
Is that the fans or the fantasy community did not change the usage of Bijan. That's all I'm saying. Maybe the
I think they're
president
just
of the
pointing
team-
out. I think they're pointing out the obvious. They're just pointing out the obvious, and maybe he obviously can see that not giving Bijan the ball is a problem, just like everybody else sees, and he gave him the ball.
Bijan's got the ball basically all year except for the game
He had over 20. I think he had over 20 rushes for the first time last week or two.
The biggest challenge with Bijan is he isn't getting targeted, but nobody is there. But he's also not getting red zone work, which is weird. I think honestly, this is easily Bijan, and what I really think happens now is last time these two teams faced each other, it was when Bijan had a headache. So I think this is a divisional game. The Falcons, sorry, I'll work on that still, is they're actually in the division with all those other crappy teams other than Carolina. So this is a huge game for these teams. So I think both Atlanta running backs are solid plays today because I think that's how, if they're going to win this game, that's how they do it. But
I'm not. The only thing I'm arguing against is that the people spoke up and they decided to use Bijan. That part, I don't.
Arthur Smith went to Twitter.
That's all subjective. I mean, we don't know.
Arthur Smith grew his mustache back.
Why did he finally decide to give Bijan double the amount of rushes he has pretty much given him in the last 8 weeks or 7 weeks or whatever?
Because Twitter told him to, and he grew his mustache back because Twitter told him to.
Something had to have happened. Either it clicked, oh man, maybe this guy deserves to get the ball more in the run game, or
I think it was all of a sudden he had a losing record and he wasn't going to make the playoffs, and somebody said maybe you should play your best players a little bit more.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying that it's not the Twitterverse fantasy fan community that
all about X, brother.
It ain't. If you have listened to Arthur Smith talk at all, he doesn't give a shit what anybody else thinks.
Or maybe he just finally realized the obvious that everyone else has been seeing since week 2.
Well, that's definitely could be the case. I'm just saying that the outside noise isn't what did it, but
I think it's because he had a quarterback. He also had a quarterback starting that wants to throw it all over the place, so he took that out of his hands too.
Yeah, it could have been the quarterback change more than anything. So Jeff has Bijan as well, but he also has Derrick Henry, JT, and Kyren. So which one does he sit out of those 3?
Holy shit.
Or out of those 4, which one does he sit, Bryce?
I'm sitting the guy that I think is on the field the least, and that's Derrick Henry. All the other guys got way more PPR value. They're not doing a 50-50 split with any backups. I doubt Kyren Williams is going to be in a 50-50 backfield. I think he immediately comes back and gets 70% of the snap count. So it's Derrick Henry for me. Kind of easily here. Sorry.
Good God.
He still hasn't decided either.
I still want to know why everybody has better running backs than me, but that's a whole other topic for another day. My initial thought was I'm going to sit Derrick Henry here, and I kind of threw up my mouth a little bit. Derrick Henry has looked absolutely horrific the last 2 weeks. But if anything's going to get you going, it's a rainy game against the Carolina Panthers. So I'm going to sit Kyren here. I don't like it.
Dude, it's so hard. Because my initial thing was JT and Kyren are the guys I'm starting for sure.
Yeah, I'm not sitting Bijan because Bryce said that Arthur Smith said that he had to play him more because of Twitter, so I can't sit him.
I didn't say Twitter. I just said people. People could be.
Demario Douglas would make this question even harder. But yeah, I'm gonna sit JT.
I would start Demario.
I'm gonna sit Kyren. Sorry, and I hate it.
Oh man,
I wouldn't do that, but I don't blame you for doing it either, Bryce.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm not doing it. I'm looking at my thing right now.
Okay, so
I am starting Derrick Henry over Josh Jacobs though.
So we have JT number 2, Saquon number 6, Bijan number 8.
This matchup does make this tougher because Derrick Henry does have the softest matchup of pretty much every running back in the league.
When we look at our combined rankings, we have Derrick Henry as the running back 17. So, I mean, I'm gonna sit Derrick Henry. You got good options, but man, that could be a tough one though. Wait, where did we?
Yeah, I mean, if they get inside the 5 multiple times, in that
I lied.
game,
We have Kyron 4th here.
Who do we have the lowest?
Kyron.
Yeah, I'm sticking Kyron. I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I'll take him in his PPR plus matchup against Arizona too.
Yep, I'm sitting there, Henry, for that reason.
Back pains, damn. I got him too. Morning, Connor, Ford, Javante. Is the flex PPR? I don't know. You got to tell me.
You got back pains at 30. Wait till 50. That's all I got to say about that. Connor, Ford, Javante, starting one of these guys in the flex. I don't know what I'm doing. I have to look. I think it's Ford. That could be wrong, though.
I'm starting Connor.
I am too. I like all these options, though.
So do I. I'm going Ford.
I like them all for a flex spot, I should say. It wouldn't be ideal for running back 1, but for running
No, I don't even know if any of these guys are RB2s, to be honest, this week, but I like them as flexes.
I'm really hoping Amari Cooper gets Flacco instead of DTR in a couple weeks.
I hope that works for you, Seth, but I really hope personally that I never see Joe Flacco on a football field again unless it's wearing a headset coaching.
Hey, Joe Flacco does play lights out in the playoffs.
When's the last time that happened? The time he got hooked for Lamar at the half? Like, when's the last time he played lights out in the playoffs?
The only thing I'll say is when it comes
back
to
in 2015, maybe 16.
When it comes to Amari Cooper fantasy value, Flacco's
It's
probably
better.
the best out of
No
him,
doubt.
out of even better than Watson probably because Flacco is not afraid to just sling that around.
Talk about someone who doesn't care what people think.
Happy football day. Full PPR. Need one in my flex. Sutton, Flowers are down. So I'm going Sutton here. We've talked about him extensively today, and I just think he is the most consistent and has the same upside as either of these guys. Downs might have a little bit more upside. We've seen him with some 25-point games this year, but Sutton's got 3 or 4.
It's Sutton for me.
Me too, and we've just killed Cortland Sutton today. But anyway,
It is a terrible matchup, but
it is.
Defense
Downs is sneaky there, but I'm starting. Go with the courses that got you here. That's what I'm doing.
Pittman, Allen, Dell, or Chase. One of these?
It's next question says pick 2.
Oh, okay. Pick 2.
Allen's easy.
2? What do we do with the rest of the guys? Because this is ridiculous.
This is going to be tough for that second. How bad does Browning hurt Chase?
It's got to be Allen and Dell, right? Like, I mean, Chase is the best talent out of all of them, but Dell is going to be way too many targets for Houston.
Is Allen wide receiver 1 in fantasy this year right now?
I mean, he's
no. Tyreek is. I think he's 2.
Tyreek is. Yes, Allen's 2. Yeah.
I think he's 2 in PPR.
He is. It's Allen easily, and then this third one. This second part is hard in a good way.
I have these guys at 3, 9, 10, and I don't know where the hell Chase is, but he's not that high. 11 or 12. They're all top 12 wide receivers for me. So I'm going to go with Allen and Tank, and Pittman is so close behind.
I mean, I don't know.
Think you can get away from Tank
if you're a quarterback,
right
if you're a quarterback in here and you got no T. Higgins, why wouldn't you just throw the ball to your best receiver as much as you could, which would be.
And if you're the defense playing against that team, why wouldn't you just put 2 guys on him and one over the top?
Right. I mean, I think they're going to they're going to have to try and establish a run game. Like, I think they force feed Joe Mixon, whether he gets 2 or 3 yards of carry the whole game or not. Like, he could have 20 for 60, which would hopefully open up the defense for the quarterback to at least get some like one-on-ones with some wide receivers. I'm going to go with Allen, and I'm going with Allen and Dell. I'm going with Allen and Dell.
We all all three picked the same thing, but we all three were in pain doing it.
And it
Gilbert,
took us
So
20
hard
minutes
to
to
have
figure
Jamar
it out.
Chase.
this
So
is
hard to have Jamar
ridiculous,
Chase on your
by the way.
bench.
This is ridiculous. Pittman, Allen, Dell, and Chase, and you can only get 2 of them in.
Remember when
Yeah,
I said
it's
everybody has
hard to
better
make the
running
right
backs than
decision.
me? Apparently, everybody
Yeah.
has better wide receivers than me, too. Thank you,
Thanks
sir.
for the-
Tight ends and
Thank you.
quarterbacks.
Thank you very much. We appreciate the support. That's what helps us keep on going and going and going, because Josh Allen takes all the goal line TDs and barely checks down, had been sitting on Singletary forever waiting to be freed. I mean, that's true, but
Doesn't take away from the fact that
Free
he did nothing
James
between the
Cook.
20s either.
Free James Cook.
But Jaws is right, just based on Jaws being a legend around here.
Jaws is a legend. Been here since day one. Who would you drop? Bring in Kyron back from IR. We have Ty Chandler, Jacoby, Rasheed, Demario Douglas. So which one are you dropping? It's got to
I'm
be Ty
dropping
Chandler, right?
Jacoby Myers.
Oh my goodness.
Look at
It's
Myers
not.
since
It's not.
O'Connell
I don't
took
think
over.
it's Ty Chandler. I think Ty Chandler is about to be the starting running back. And
He's the best running back on that team. I've been saying it since training camp, and it's about to happen.
I look at it like, which 3 of these wide receivers will never make my starting lineup?
Jacoby Myers right now.
Maybe. I mean, he's had 2 bad weeks in a row. Is it 2 or 3?
He's been pretty bad with O'Connell.
It's not Douglas. He gets more volume than both of these wide receivers.
Can't be Douglas. He's top five wide receiver.
I mean, I get it, volume, but it's got to turn in the fantasy points as well, right? We watched Jacoby get volume in New England for 2 years in a row, where it didn't translate into as many fantasy points as you'd want it to.
Jacoby was pretty consistent. Like, he was a good flex option last year for.
He just couldn't score.
Yeah, he was a good flex option though. He had a nice floor, which is exactly what Demario Douglas has right now. And I think Demario Douglas is a better athlete than Jacoby Myers from what I've seen so far. Just Jacoby is a better wide receiver.
You are never starting if you're starting Demario Douglas over the next 4 weeks, then you're probably not a contending team, right?
Guys, here's Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers' last 4 games: 1 catch for 19, 2 for 38, 2 for 21, 4 for 49. When are you starting that?
What's Rasheed Rice's last 4 games?
One moment.
I can say the same thing about Devontae Adams in that offense, right? But we're not
can't.
getting rid of him.
Not to that extent. Rice is 5 for 60, 4 for 56, 2 for 17, 4 for 42. Douglas, he's legit. He's been targeted like crazy lately. I think his last 4 for 54, 5 for 25, 5 for 55, 6 for 84. So
he's got like he's got like 8, 7 target. Like the targets are 7 and higher, aren't they?
6, 7, 7, 9. But he turned 7 targets into 5 catches for 25 yards. So volume isn't always king.
It's not.
And just for fun, Devontae Adams in the last 4 weeks, 1 catch for 11 yards, 4 for 34, 6 for 86, 7 for 82. He's had 26 targets in the last 2 weeks, and he's turned it into 13 catches for 168 yards. Anyway, I'm dropping Jacoby Myers. I just think he's an afterthought in that offense now for some odd reason.
I'm dropping. It's either Ty Chandler or Demario Douglas for me.
I'm dropping Rasheed Rice.
Well, thanks for coming in. We really helped you out there.
There's no way you can drop Rasheed Rice for Demario Douglas, man. That's just
you can't.
bad.
Rasheed Rice has to be the number 1 wide receiver on that offense. Has to be.
I mean, it has to be, but when is that going to translate to fantasy points? I think next year it's good. If this is a dynasty question, he's not the answer. But I think in redraft, I just don't see myself putting Rasheed Rice in over Jacoby and Demario right now, just because of volume. But I mean, if Jacoby turns it around in a week or two, it's between Jacoby and Rasheed for me, because just based on volume. That's all it is. I'm just going to go on volume when it comes to players down here at this caliber. Who's getting the most targets?
I'm going to keep Demario Douglas because the Patriots are going to get the barn doors blown off them most weeks, and he's the garbage time guy that gets 12 targets and 10 catches for 50 yards. So I'm keeping him.
He could literally be getting minimum 8 targets the rest of the year, and it would not.
I don't disagree. You have no wide receivers. You have nothing.
I could see these other 2 wide receivers not getting 8 in one game for the rest of the year.
But here's why I'm not dropping Rashee Rice. Josh Dobbs, Aiden O'Connell, Patrick Mahomes, and some combination of Zach Bailey and Mac Jones.
That's fair.
There's no way in hell I'm dropping Patrick Mahomes. Should be wide receiver 1. And after MBS dropped that thing, after Kadarius Toney's been dropping everything, I don't know how he's not in. Justin Watson is okay, but how is Rashee Rice not your number 1 wide receiver?
I think Justin Watson might be the number 1 receiver at this point on that.
Might be, but so Rashee Rice is Patrick Mahomes number 2. There's no way I'm dropping.
Tober, you divided the team, you divided the squad.
We're all upset now.
Bryce is having his Patriots bias show. And
I'm not. I mean, like I said, it's all volume based, and the last 3-4 weeks have shown that, like, if it was any other Patriot receiver, it'd be easily drop them.
You're talking about. My issue is you're talking about this guy like he's scoring a bunch of fantasy points. He's getting targets.
I like him as a flex option. I literally said I like him as a flex option at best, and he's not even starting. He's not even starting in a lot of. Yeah, that was bet would be like. Yeah, that one was just for fun, but I would never say drop.
It won't be fun come next week.
I won't say drop Nico Collins for Demario Douglas. That would be stupid. But I like him as a flex option, and I just feel like if I had to choose a flex option out of these guys, I feel like Rashee and Jacoby are going to be the last options for me.
Did you guys win today
in the season? I hope not. I hope we don't. But probably.
I'm just wondering who wins between the Giants and the Patriots. Like
10-6.
Belichick's notoriously hard on rookie. He's notoriously hard on rookie quarterbacks.
Demario Douglas, 14 for 280 and 3 tutties today.
I like Demario Douglas anytime touchdown today. I'm going to bet that after we finish here.
I really hope that he just goes nuts. And I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to let you see it, and you just have to be like, "Oh fuck, he was."
That's fine. There's no way that he's consistently producing the rest of the year with what they've got going on.
I think he can consistently have the best floor out of all of these options the rest of the year, and I don't think
care
that's
about a floor. I want to score points. I don't want to have a floor.
Okay, well,
we're
10
talking
points
about
is better
playoff
than
time
10 to 15 points is better than 3. And when has Rashee Rice put over 20? Once? Maybe twice? Jacoby Myers put over 20 twice? Maybe 3 times? I mean,
he started hot.
It's not like their odds are crazy. It's not like their odds are crazy.
Myers started hot. I listen to the football guys, the Audible a lot, and they call Demario Douglas 7-Eleven because he's always open. And I like it.
He's good. I mean, this is what
it's quarterback play for me, man.
All I'm saying is that you're getting Jacoby Myers when he was with New England, and he's not a guy that you've ever wanted to start in the playoffs, right? That's what you're getting with Demario Douglas for the rest of the year is Jacoby Myers. You're going to get targets, you're going to get receptions, but you're not going to get the ceiling play that helps you win playoff games in fantasy football. Is my point. That's why
depends what I mean, that's just subjective of what your roster is. If the rest of your roster is really good and you just want a safe flex option, I think Demario.
I like how this nice innocent question.
I mean, it's all subjective. We're just arguing subjective. I said it comes down to the only reason I want him is because I think he's got the nicest floor. Sure, Rashee Rice and Jacoby have a higher. Sure, they have a higher ceiling. If you want to keep the ceiling guy, cool. I mean,
I said I'd drop Ty Chandler anyway. So
yeah, I mean, I don't argue with either. I mean,
I do. That's batshit crazy.
That's crazy. You're the guy that's been arguing Madison at us all year.
But he's been viable from a fantasy perspective. Ty Chandler.
That's what I'm saying is that Madison. I don't think Ty Chandler is going to take all of Madison's work. That's why he's
going to catches is why I like him. I just think he gets targets and stuff. But anyway.
Okay.
Way to go, October. You just ruined RotoHeat. 6 years down the tubes.
Bryce hates me now because I don't like Demario Douglas. Look at how bad he is, though.
I'm not mad. I like that people sleep on him. I got him on the free agent waiver wire. He was my $1 pick.
Okay, but you're talking dynasty. We're talking redraft
here. I still would, like I said, I would rather have him in my lineup than these guys right now. And moving forward. If I had to submit my lineup this week and I had these options as the 4, I 100% would have put in Douglas. There's no doubt in my mind I would have put in Douglas over these 4 options. You know what? In the Grand Prix, I have Douglas in over Jacoby Meyer right now.
I would be starting Rashee Rice with McCole Hartman on IR, Kadarius Toney out. MVS can't catch a cold. Like, I'd be starting Rice out of those 4 guys. And Chandler would be next.
Rice is my start for sure there. Nuke, Sutton, or Kareem Hunt in the flex?
Ooh.
I think we can take out Hunt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does Sutton's matchup make you lean Nuke this week?
It does a little bit.
I think so for me as well.
Because Carolina stinks,
and you know
right?
but their secondary hasn't been horrible. But that might also be because teams can run it on them. What's Nuke done the last 4 weeks since Will Levis? 3 weeks?
He had
He had 3 touchdowns, and then he had 1 touchdown.
He had 34.8, 10.5, 5.7, 15.9. He has not been consistent no matter which quarterback.
But that's only 1 game below 10 points, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not
Sutton,
terrible with this.
Sutton's way more consistent.
Right.
He's only had 1 game under 10 all year.
Right.
He's been 14.6, 19.6, 10.9, 17.3, 16.6 over the last.
I would say I would
game in week 4.
So you don't think the defensive matchup doesn't sway you at all? I think that, and he's going against the number 1 team against the pass this year is the problem.
I mean,
that's the main concern.
I mean, maybe, but it's just DeAndre hasn't been. I don't trust the quarterback play in Tennessee, no matter who it is. So any game has the low floor for him as well.
Yeah.
Just because I have them basically the same, and I'm going to put Nuke over Sutton for 2 reasons. One, I think his matchup is great, way better than Sutton's, and 2, I'm trying to make sure that we don't totally nuke his value today on this show. So I'm going to go with Nuke.
I'm gonna lean Hopkins as well, and it's very, very close for me. I mean, I couldn't blame you. I couldn't blame you for going the other way. I couldn't.
I wouldn't bet you a quarter on this one, let alone $5. It's that close.
I agree.
It may sound crazy, but Hopkins or Douglas in PPR. I'll go Hopkins on this one.
It's Douglas for Bryce. He's his new Waddle.
Right, his new Waddle.
Waddle had a nice week.
He's gonna waddle home when
he did. I didn't see that coming. Glad I started him.
Right.
He just never finds the end zone.
Nuke for me as well.
I'm gonna root for Demario Douglas so hard today. It's not gonna be.
I am too.
You were gonna anyway.
I'm gonna bet him.
Let's not act like you weren't gonna.
I do like this. He's our bright spot. What else can I root for?
I was gonna say, what the hell else are you gonna root for?
Yeah, Ramondre, I guess.
Ramondre, Douglas. I'm 100% fine with that. I just think when you get into the playoffs, you want guys that have the capability of scoring 20 or more points in your lineup if you can get him in there, and he's the one that doesn't out of those groups. So that's all I'm saying. I do like him long term if they can figure out.
let's just say in theory today he does put up like 26, 27 points. Could that change your answer next week then? Because then now he's shown it, right?
Well, yeah, you got to. That's my thing is you got to see it
that's
first.
Fair.
But
that's fair enough. But
my thing is you got to have more than just targets. It's not the same as carries to running backs, right? Because not every target is created nearly as equal. Not that every rush attempt is, because you've got guys running behind lines that are trash and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the target just doesn't count the same as,
especially when it's coming from a quarterback like the Patriots have. Yes, I agree.
But like even that one game that Sully was talking about with Devontae, right? He had like 8 targets, but only caught 1 of them because Brian Hoyer sucks donkey dong.
Hey guys, there's only 54 minutes left in the Patriots hour here, so we should probably keep going.
Veteran says full PPR. I know we got one. We had this up.
Just making sure.
Full PPR, would you start Ridley or Singletary in the flex? Already have Adams and Nakua as my wide receivers and Mixon and Kamara as my running backs. I'm going Singletary here. I just don't think right now that the Houston can not use him as their primary back, and he's good. He's just been good his whole career.
Yeah, Houston found something that works. Why would you change it? That would be the main thing. Like getting Tank Dell the ball more is working. Giving Devin Singletary more carries is working. why would they not stick with that same process? I am right on board with you, Devin Singletary.
I'm with you as well for the exact same reasons. Trevor Lawrence has a lot more options in his offense and can still be productive going away from Calvin Ridley. I think Houston has to stick with Singletary, so that's my choice as well.
Bryce, I'm going to keep my spot up here. You want to get that first super chat? We have 2 of them down there.
You got 2 there.
Yep. Let me get the first one. Sorry.
I got the easiest job. I just show up and talk.
There we go.
So good.
Daniel says, okay, guys, Lockett over Reed. Bad move. So let's try this again. Ridley or Downs. For me, this is Ridley pretty easily.
This is Ridley for me as well. I mean, it wasn't a bad choice to go Lockett over Reed. I mean, hindsight's 20/20, but I think we all would have picked that same.
I would have picked Lockett too. So
yeah,
I would have 100% picked Lockett as well. I will go with Ridley also. I do like Downs. Gardner likes to target him, but I just think Ridley is a better, especially since you're looking for an upside play here after the turn of events on Thursday. I would go Ridley easily here as well.
Shane Barrett.
Shane, how you doing, Shane? Josh Downs,
Shane.
Godwin, Warren, Najee, Tyjae, Gus Edwards, Komet, and Schultz. Tiered PPR by distance. Need 1 running back, wide receiver, tight end, and 3 flex. Wait, so you need 6 total out of all of these.
Good. Hey, Shane, that's worth at least $9 more than $4.99, just by the way.
Yeah.
God.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need to sit 2 out of the 8, and we need at least 1 for each position. Komet's my tight end.
Over Schultz?
Yeah.
Okay.
Komet's like second in the league in tight end receptions. And
Ever since Bryce and I fought, Schultz is my guy.
I'm going Schultz this year as well, but Komet still might be in it for me. I'm looking.
So
Tyjae's to sit.
And so is Najee, isn't he?
I don't know. We're excited about Warren. And
that's your running back? Okay, so is Warren our running back? Or is Gus Edwards our running back?
I'm putting both of them in no matter what. I'm putting both of them in.
I'm putting all the running backs. I'm sitting Josh Downs and Tyjae.
Oh man.
I think I'm sitting Tyjae and Najee.
Tiered by distance, Downs can catch one and take it 70 yards. So that makes me want him in my lineup. Plus, before he got injured, he was getting targeted over 25% by Minshew. So Gus Edwards does nothing but score touchdowns.
I am changing. Tyjae and Schultz are the ones I'm sitting. I'm starting the other 6.
Schultz is going to get the first touchdown today.
That's fine. I'd
still
start Komet over him. Komet seriously is second amongst tight ends and receptions, and he's 3rd out of all tight ends over the last 2 years in touchdowns. Like, he has been a fantasy monster. And you get the second game back with Fields.
I think I agree. I think monster is a little homerish as a descriptor, but the Vikings, if you're going to beat them, you're going to beat them in the middle of the field as well. So I think both. That's why I like DJ Moore so much, because I think DJ Moore and Cole Kmet could eat in the middle of the field. I like Schultz. Stroud likes Schultz. I guess I'm sitting Downs and Najee. No, Downs and Tajay is what I'm sitting. That question hurt my head, Shane. I want to get away from Gus Edwards because eventually he's not going to score 2 touchdowns a week. But I can't.
Just so you guys know, Schultz has only scored more than 12 points once in the past 4 games.
It's a lie.
No, it's not. It's 2.5, 27, good week, 11.2 and 11.2.
So that's still a nice floor.
They're all tight end 1 numbers.
Last 4 for Komet, 17.9, 23.5, 9.6, and then last week was only 5.
Okay, well, what's Najee's last 4?
So those are all
they're pretty decent, actually. He's got a 10, a 5, a 18, and a 15.
9.5 points gets you tight end 1 numbers. So both those guys have been tight end 1s over the last month.
Well, yeah, but Komet scored more.
What's total points? Right? Total points to total points. It's about the same, isn't it, though? When you take the 27 for Schultz and you take the whatever one for Komet, it's got to be pretty close. Well, just pull it up by last 4 weeks. Who's the highest scoring tight end?
Last 4 weeks. Go. Average for Komet, 14 points. Dalton Schultz, 13.
And total?
And that's average 50.
They play the same number of games?
56 to 51.8. They both.
Who's got the 56?
Komet.
Okay. Then it's Komet.
Komet's tight end 5 over the last 4 weeks. And Schultz is tight end 8.
Well, I don't care about average. I care about total.
That's also 3 out of 4 games with Tyler Bagent instead of Justin Fields.
I think Bagent was good for Komet, though, because he can't throw it more than 6 yards.
Fields.
No, but Bagent can't throw it more than 6 yards, so he had to throw it.
He's got 2 of his best 3 games with Bagent.
Yeah, because he can't throw it down the field. He can only throw it 6 to 8 yards.
You got the 23 and the 26.5 with Bagent.
So what you're saying is the Bears should start
was
Bagent?
tight end 3 the first 4 weeks with Fields, and he's tight end 5 over the last 4 with.
Yeah, that game with Denver helped. I mean, that was a 31-point banger for sure.
I think Bryce wants to start Bagent over Fields, is what I'm hearing.
No, absolutely not. Fields looked good last week too.
Fields is back, baby. Let's go.
He looked good. I mean, it's just I think they need another guy that can get open.
We're on Shane's question here. We got too deep in here again. So I sat Tajay and Schultz.
I was Tajay and Downs, but I don't even remember anymore.
I was Tajay and Najee. I think Jalen Warren is going to become the number 1. I think today we're going to see Jalen Warren is going to be the number 1 running back for the.
I agree, but I think it's a 60-40. I don't think anyone's taking that job and running away.
And with that's why I think it's easier to sit him for me. 40% snap count. Everyone else in that question is going to be higher.
Running back that'll get that much work.
That's where I'm at.
That's why I don't think he gets a lot today.
Oh, he still touches the ball 12 times.
Yeah, that might be it. But
that's enough. That's enough to start him over Josh Downs for me.
He's definitely not getting phased out of that.
No, he could touch the ball 10 to 12 times today for sure. I just when I'm
take that over.
And Tajay doesn't play as much when they win versus when they lose, and they should win today.
I think honestly, even if you want Schultz over Komet, I would sit one of the tight ends over Najee. Whichever tight end I don't start, I would sit.
That's fair. That's fair. I think I wasn't easy. I was going to sit Komet over one of them. So
that's why I sat Downs, because I wanted both those tight ends. Shane got his money's worth.
I just think the tiered PPR is what makes the wide receiver and running back more valuable than the tight ends that probably aren't getting you 30-yarders.
It's true.
Ramondre Stevenson or Jalen Warren, full PPR. Warren has been great, but I'm worried about the offense changes. I'm always worried about the offense changes the first game.
I just think the changes are to his benefit, to be honest.
But every team when they change offense, especially an offense that lacks what they lack at leadership at quarterback, it worries me is what I'm saying.
I do have all that said. I do have Ramondre a couple of spots higher, so that's why
I'm going Ramondre.
Yep, it's Ramondre.
Leonard's out for the Giants too, apparently, which is one of their better rough stoppers. So could be a good Zeke game too.
Social worker says no more Canada.
Amen to that, social worker.
All year we've been rooting for it. We finally got it.
53 years I've been saying that.
Likely Gabe Davis, Spears or Pop Douglas. It's Gabe Davis.
Oh, I'm starting Douglas over Davis.
Non-PPR.
I'm picking one here.
That's what it looks like.
Douglas.
Not non-PPR. I will
non-PPR.
If it was PPR, it'd be Douglas.
You got to get a target to score, right?
Yeah, but if you look at this matchup today, they might have to throw a lot. I mean, it's against Philly. So if there's a game for Gabe Davis to come out of hiding, it's this one.
Yeah, I don't like it, but
there might be one touchdown scored in that Patriot game today.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point.
And
Gabe
there might
Davis
be
on
7 in the other one. So
yeah, you swayed me. Gabe Davis on one target could do more than Douglas on his 8.
In a non-PPR, 100% it could.
So yes, I changed my mind. Standard for sure.
DJ Moore over Chase this week in a full PPR. Appreciate the help as always, guys.
120%.
I think we're all going to start DJ
yes.
Moore here, right?
Any format.
DJ Moore might be above Chase on the year.
Rest of the season, he is. DJ Moore, I said, I love patting myself on the back, but
if you have Burrow, then I'm going Chase.
Yeah.
Even if DJ Moore has,
Yes.
even if he scored more with Fields than Chase had been scoring with Burrow, I would still go Chase on a week-to-week basis because of that ceiling, that massive ceiling. Chase could have a 50-point game. We've seen one from DJ Moore, but I don't think that's going to happen as often for him.
There's a short in the RotoHeat feed that has some guy that looks like me calling DJ Moore a top 12 wide receiver this season, and it's coming to fruition, baby. That said, if Burrow was still active, it would be Chase every single week over DJ Moore, but it's not.
Could you imagine where DJ Moore would be if Fields didn't miss 4 games?
Right? It just came down to those stats of how many routes DJ Moore runs in the middle of the field and how accurate.
Well, here we go. Weeks 1 through 5, DJ Moore was wide receiver 4.
Mm-hmm.
And now if we go 6 through 11.
People told me I was dumb, by the way.
No,
I also
didn't.
said Devon Achane was slow, so consider that.
Yeah, that was probably dumb.
that
was a total misspeak, and then Brad cuts it and makes a short out of it. I'm like, thanks a lot, brother.
Yeah, he did.
I meant to say size and said speed, and then he clipped it, and I was like, what an asshole. Anyway.
DM Fresh says, 2-part question, gentlemen. Swift or Kyron? D. Adams or Josh Downs? Thanks, guys. Kyron Williams and Devontae Adams, and it is so easy for me.
The second one is simple for me. It's Devontae Adams. The first one, I think I might be on the Swift side. It's close, though.
The weather could play a factor in that.
Swift hasn't been great since he
had a good week last week.
Hey? He was okay.
He had a good week last week, right? Pretty good. He really hasn't been a big ceiling play. Like he started the year off giving a lot of people hope, like when he got going, like 130 rushing yards, but they don't really use him like that. And he really doesn't have any touchdown upside inside the 5-yard line. That's all Jalen Hurts. So I'm going to go Kyron Williams and Devontae Adams here, but it's not super easy, but the Adams part is, but the other part, I think about it for a second, but still feel comfortable going Kyron here.
Kyron was averaging 18.5 points before he got hurt. That was 2.5 more points during that same time. He was running back 4 during the weeks that he played.
Yep.
Someone said at the beginning of the year they liked Kyron better than Cam Akers. I can't remember who that was. Oh, right, that was me. That said, I'm taking Swift and Adams. Hey guys, I get so much stuff wrong. I'm gonna hand pick the times I was right.
That's fair. You deserve that one.
Yeah, but you picked the wrong running back.
Why? Mm-hmm. Today, you mean?
Yeah, Kyron over Swift.
Yeah, I'll take Swift. Oh, you know what? Let's spice it up. Let's put 5, and you guys can both jump on.
Yeah, I'll take Kyron. He was easily averaging more than Swift during Swift's best part of the year.
See if I can get you guys off your wallets. Let's go.
But you can't.
I could easily lose that one.
Dude, I just want you to save your money.
That's Canadian money. It's not worth shit anyway. No one cares.
During weeks 1 through 6, when Kyron played, Kyron averaged 18.5 to DeAndre Swift 16 over that time. Mm-hmm. Since then, Swift has went down. He has averaged 13.5 since that point from week 7 to 11.
And that's to Bryce's point. They don't use him like the Rams will use Kyron. So I think you guys are onto something there. I just have a feeling Swift has a better day today. Oh, Shane's back. Isn't this the same question?
This is the same one, isn't it?
Yeah, you got tired of waiting for us, so you put a little bit of money on it. Atta boy.
Baltimore D worth holding over the bye next week. No real easy matchups left, but number 2 defense, Dynasty pains out there, but probably can't hold through the next draft either.
Season to season.
For me, it just depends on who you're dropping and who you're picking up. If you can hold on the Baltimore D without, losing a solid player, then I do it. If you're going to lose a solid player that you have to drop to pick up another defense, then I would just drop the defense. I'm not going to lose a player for a defense if I can avoid it.
Baltimore's also got San Fran and Miami in fantasy playoff matchups.
So this is a dynasty question. So I'm willing to guarantee if it looks anything like my dynasty rosters that I could easily find a player on my roster to drop. That being said, dynasty and defenses don't mix because there's such a variance season to season to season in defenses. Do what you got to do to win the week. Don't worry about next week in the playoffs and everything else. If you got to dump them. Pick somebody else up. I agree with Jaws. I always do.
What are you agreeing with? He was
Whatever
saying this
he's-
team, he can't drop a positional player because he's too deep with them. That's what he was saying.
I understand.
to
In
this.
Dynasty, hey, then I'm punting my defense for sure. I don't care. Get defenses out of Dynasty, people.
I have Noah Brown and OBJ stash. Should I drop one for Roshan Johnson since Foreman is out for the Bears? Is Foreman out? Did they know
Yeah.
that?
I
Doubtful.
think so. Doubtful.
He was questionable last I saw, so I wasn't sure.
If this is
I-
redraft, then no. But if it's dynasty, I would feel okay dropping OBJ. But I
There's
doubt
no
it's
way
dynasty.
Roshan didn't get. It's not Dynasty. There's no way Roshan didn't get
Yeah.
drafted.
So then no,
right?
I would keep Noah Brown and OBJ.
I might
I'll
drop.
take
Noah.
Roshan.
I might drop Noah Brown. I don't believe that he's going to continue to be. He had more receiving yards in 2 weeks than he has an entire career, and I also think he's hurt a lot more than the Texans are letting on. So I would go Roshan, and I think the Bears are finally going to figure out what they have in him, but I'm not sure.
I think it's Khalil Herbert this year. I like Roshan for next year a lot.
I think the Bears somehow hate everybody. They don't. I don't understand what they're doing.
They have too many good. To be completely honest, they have too many good running backs, right?
They're all
literally-
serviceable guys. Yeah.
I don't disagree.
Khalil Herbert was great before he got hurt. Foreman was great while he was out. Roshan had the unfortunate concussion that I think set him back as a rookie compared to the two veterans. I think all three of them could start on other teams.
The one thing the Bears have taught me this year is Foreman is so much better of a running back than I thought he was.
He's pretty good. But Roshan's been great. I mean, it's just he hasn't got the opportunity because of who's in front of him. I'm still taking Roshan. I'm still starting him with Foreman out this week.
I'm dropping Brown, picking up Roshan.
OBJ's been looking kind of like
Without
the old
Andrews, I
OBJ
wanna
the
hang
past
on to
few
OBJ.
weeks, right? So it's I'm going Noah Brown as well.
Odell Beckham had his first 100-yard receiving game since 2019 last week.
And 4 catches
He's been
too.
looking better lately.
He looked really good.
Daniel says, thanks, fellas. No, thank
Thank
you.
you.
We appreciate you so much. We appreciate everybody that tunes in. Shane says, correct. I don't remember what question we asked him.
He
Y'all
must
are
have been
confident in
talking-
Godwin? I'm more confident in Godwin than I am the two guys that I sat.
Shane must have been
Yeah.
saying correct to whatever I said.
I think he was saying correct to me, saying sit whatever tight end you don't start.
I'm the only guy that sticks up for him when he's on with you. Poor guy gets crapped all over.
Ridley or Kyron. I'm equally sarcastic and to everybody. Me and Bryce just had a fight. Look, he's still mad at me.
Hey.
Look at
I hate
Bullshit.
everybody the same. I hate everybody equally.
No, I love everybody the same. You
Kyron.
can make that one sound as bad as you want
Right?
to, but I love everybody.
Kyron.
Kyron for me.
I'm starting Kyron as well. I think Kyron's a monster. He's probably a top 5-6 running back for me this week.
I sure hope so. Scott Fishbowl, baby.
Matt Z says Puka Cup, Jacobs, Pacheco, Ridley. Pick a wide receiver and a flex. The wide receiver
Holy
is
God.
Cooper Cup. I'm if Cup's playing, I still got him over Puka. Eileen Pacheco. I'm going Pacheco, and the reason why is because we got McKinnon out. We got those wide receivers out. There's just more touchdown upside with all of that. It's going to be more consolidated this week because they're going to have a bunch of randos. So I'm going to go Pacheco and Cup here.
Puka and Pacheco for me. I was worried Cup could easily re-injure and say see you later. Rick, I got to tell you this, Rick, and it has nothing to do with this stream. Tony Gwynn had more assists in college than he had strikeouts.
Somebody posted that on my wall this morning.
I just saw that pop up, and I'm like, man, every time I see a Tony Gwynn stat, poof, my head blows up
Bobby-
more than it already did.
Bobby tagged me in that this morning. What the hell, man? That's great.
That guy's so
I'm just, oh man.
This is a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, I almost want to start both Rams wide receivers, to be honest. I don't like Josh Jacobs this week unless he gets a lot of dump offs. The Kansas City defense has been really good this year. I don't
Arizona's-
mind Pacheco. It's either
Arizona's a good matchup for that too.
Yeah, I'll just go Puka and Cup. It's close between Puka and Pacheco for me because I don't really want to start both wide
here's
receivers.
what you get from us, Matt Z. And this is because you're a Patriots fan and you probably like Douglas over all these players.
Right?
You get 2 Pukas, 2 Cups, and 2 Pachecos. Right?
No balls, 2 cups.
Yeah. So we narrowed it down for you.
I have a question for you, Bryce. So you're no on Pacheco. You're no on Rashee Rice. How does Kansas City score points? Who do they play?
So it's just
Kansas City's
Taylor Swift's
offense.
boyfriend.
Kansas City's
McKinnon?
offense has not been good this year.
McKinnon's out.
If you look at their stats, their numbers have been pretty bad this year. I like Pacheco, but
They're winning on defense, no doubt about it. But who do they play?
But you think Taylor Swift's boyfriend's the only one that's going to score points, right?
stop disrespecting Travis Kelce.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. As much as we can say, and we're annoyed by Taylor Swift, it's Taylor Swift's boyfriend, not Travis Kelce's girlfriend.
I really hope
Taylor Swift is just.
Yeah,
that was a catastrophic. That was a catastrophic fumble for Travis Kelce last week, and I really just hope he can shake it off.
I mean, Kelsey's the only guy that you feel confident gets volume, right? Like, sure, Rashee Rice could have a good week, or it could be.
I would say that with everybody healthy,
it could be Justin Watson. Like, we don't know which one of the
pieces out.
Yeah, but we still don't know we don't know which one. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if they just have like their backup tight end is in more stuff, and he gets in the end zone. Like, it gets spread. The ball gets spread out a lot when it's not if you don't include Kelce in there. So I feel more confident that Puka and Kupp get more targets and volume than any other player on that team. I like Pacheco. I will say that that was the part that it was tough for me. Do I put in Pacheco over Puka? So I don't have it far off that because Pacheco's got a nice floor.
How do you guys let that perfectly terrible Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce joke go without commenting on it? And how do you not realize that Patrick Mahomes gets the Raiders today, most likely without Max Crosby? That offense can do whatever they want today.
We'll see.
Okay.
We will. We will see.
We will see.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
Well, why don't we put it? Why do we not have a Douglas versus Rashee Rice bet right now?
Oh, give me Rashee Rice. Give me Rashee Rice. Let's go.
I'll take Rashee Rice.
There we go.
What did we bet right off the top?
Sully?
Douglas versus Nico, and I didn't really like doing that one, but I was like, you know what? Let me just ride with something fun. I took the under, or I took the lesser end. That's why I asked, can I get 2 for 1?
That's why I like when you write it down, because like 30 seconds after I'm like fighting you on something, I don't even remember what I was talking about. So.
Half point PPR flex for Caleb here, riding a unicorn. Well, actually, it's not a unicorn. So what do you call one with 2 horns?
Duocorn.
A duocorn.
Duocorn?
Yeah. Why not?
Duocorn? Unicorn? Duocorn?
Happy?
A dicorn? Would it be a dicorn?
Diacorn?
I don't even know
what is dia. Does dia mean?
Just dicorn, right? Di.
Oh, like.
No, it'd be a bicorn. Right? Would it be a bicorn?
Like a bicycle? Hey, that's up to the individual corn. You can't just go make.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. You can't assume there's sexual preferences.
No, I don't know how that corn was born, but hey, that's up to the corn. I'm
now that we're off the rails,
I'm on Douglas here.
Yeah, I will too. I do like Ty Chandler this week, though.
So do I. But to your point earlier, if he just catches 8 passes, he easily takes this. Yeah.
What makes you like What makes you like Chandler against Chicago's run defense?
Chandler gets weak in the pass game.
That's exactly it.
That's all it is.
I don't like him on the ground.
Yeah, he got. Didn't he have a decent amount of catches last week, like 4 or 5?
He did, but I think what people don't realize is the Bears have, and so do the Vikings,
4 catches.
2 of the best run defenses in football.
The Bears are the most efficient defense against the run,
and the Vikings aren't far behind you. But I like Ty Chandler's ability to catch the football.
Yeah, he had 7.7 points just in the PPR game. So when you can't run the ball, the best way to counter that is a short pass game to the running backs to imitate some sort of run game. So he could just get a nice little floor in that.
I'm more concerned.
I like him this week. I don't like him a lot. I'm still putting in Demario Douglas.
I'm more concerned about the Vikings losing to the Bears this week than I have been in the last probably month of Vikings games. I think the Bears are turning it on and figuring it out, and it's hard to be the team twice in the same league. in the same season in your division. So we'll see what happens.
Are you
But I
taking,
like
are,
Douglas.
are you
Douglas.
taking Douglas here, Rick?
He is. He's just yelling at us about how good the Bears defense is.
No. I would rather have Madison over Chandler this week. I just don't.
You're probably
think
right,
Chandler's
but
on
it's wrong.
the field enough. Like I get it with the targets, but the touchdown upside's not there. They've only given up until last week. They had only given up 4 touchdowns. I think they gave up 2 to the running backs, but they were, or was it 1? I don't remember if it was 1 or 2. But they just don't give up touchdowns to the running back.
Well, it's good because Alexander Madison can't score them.
Well, right, but I'm just saying, like, Chandler's just not on the field enough when Madison's healthy for me to have him above Madison. But I'm going Douglas, yes.
I was going to say, clip it. He's picking
Yeah, but
Alexander
we have
Madison. What the hell's going on around
Yeah,
here?
We have a
I know.
super chat.
I know.
Gosh.
Shane says Rick is right with the Swift. I mean, Swift's up there over anybody in sports, probably. She's just crazy.
Yeah. Oh,
Billionaire. B Ruckus says, happy Sunday, brothers. Full PPR, Kyler or Fields. Leaning Fields. 1 flex between Connor and Deontay Johnson. Thoughts? Thanks, lads. So, you going with Kyler or Fields, Sully?
I'm going to go with Fields here. I think you put the running and the passing and the opportunity that he has together with what he's doing since he came back, and I like him quite a bit this week. I like them both. They're both top 8 quarterbacks for me this week, but I will take Justin Fields over Kyler Murray.
Wait, no, I'm wrong. I have Fields 5, Murray 8. You have Fields 6, Murray 9. So
yeah,
we have
like
the
both
same distance apart, just slightly.
So we're both on Fields. Bryce, where are you?
Both on Fields.
yeah. This is Fields rather easily. The one thing like we saw him do last week that he didn't do much before his injury was he ran a lot more. So
Why is it rather easily?
You
know what how Kyler's finished since he came back? It's like QB6 and QB4.
Yeah, I guess it's not as easy.
Yeah, what was
All right.
Fields last week though?
Probably top 5.
I guess I can attribute it to weapons, I guess, and that's not saying much.
I'll give you that.
Kyler Murray did finish ahead of him last week.
Kyler's running like he never hurt his knee. It's weird.
Yeah, he looks so funny when he runs because he does look like a toddler kind of, but
Look like a little penguin.
he does. His feet move so fast, like for his body.
I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this this morning as a Kyler Murray fantasy manager. This is the first time in years I've had him at this time of the season. It's kind of exciting.
Right? Okay, we gotta go quick because I gotta check my lineups, make sure I don't have anybody out.
You do.
Them.
Yeah, I gotta do that too. Sorry, the second part, I'm going to go with Connor over Deontay Johnson. It's too much instability in Pittsburgh right now.
Same. So we're all going Fields and we're all going Connor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we help somebody. Look at that.
Jaws says, just brush off the Swift joke. Kelsey will indeed shake it off.
There you go, Jaws. Thanks for having my back, bro.
Shane says, Algier likely, Shakir and Freiermuth. Pick 2. I'm going with Shakir and Algier. I'm almost always going to take the running back and wide receivers over the top.
I really like Shakir lately, and it's Algier as well. I like the fact that it rhymes, and it just feels good.
Yep. Shakir Algier for me.
Yeah, because Isaiah's likely not the right answer.
There you go.
You do this all week. Do this all week.
I still think he's a better tight end than McBride, baby.
Okay,
just got to get him in there going.
I'm not.
Sully's joke helped me being the only Swift song I know.
Me too. That's why I keep using the same one, Joss.
JP, what's going on? What's up, fellas? Happy Sunday.
Thanks for being here, JP.
Hey, JP, says Jaws. Man, Jaws, I love you, man.
Isn't he great?
I appreciate the support. Literally,
absolute goat.
First stream, man. We going Roshan or Algier today?
I think I'm going to. If Foreman's out, I think Roshan has to play more. He's your pass pro guy too, right? Like that's the knock on Herbert.
Well, yes.
So I think I like him there. And Bryce said earlier that Arthur Smith has to give Bijan more touches because of Twitter. So I will go with Roshan over Algier.
Same reasons. Twitter ruined Algier for everybody.
Right?
Khalil Herbert's playing today, right? Khalil Herbert's playing today, right?
No,
yes, sir.
He is not playing today.
Herbert?
They play tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
I got all excited.
Wow. So the Atlanta Falcons are going to run the ball like crazy then.
I love how when you say Falcons and you try to say it American.
I have to think about how I say it. It's all Bryce's fault.
Falcons. There's no U in it. Why are you saying it like that?
Because I'm Canadian. Shut up, eh?
There's 0 U's and somehow you add
Right.
2.
Because y'all Yanks talk the right way most places you live.
The Vulcan. What is it?
Right.
Like Vulcan. The Vulcans.
The Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, totally.
Shane says Najee, Keaton Mitchell, Downs, and Judy. Pick 2.
I think I'm going to go with both running backs here.
I'm going Downs.
I'm going Downs and Najee.
I'm going Downs and I'll go Downs and Najee as well.
You guys don't like Mitchell or just like the other guys better?
I do, but I don't like him yet. I like him.
Yet.
Yeah, just not getting enough touches. I think he's probably the most talented running back on the team, though.
Play the Chargers. You and I can run on them.
I wouldn't disagree with that, but too many running backs in that backfield right now getting touches.
Yeah, Gus is a good goal line back too.
See, this is a good question, and until Gus Edwards stops scoring twice a week, I don't know how you can't go with Gus Edwards over Kyron Williams.
I'm going Kyron Williams.
Is that a pumpkin?
I'm going Kyron as well.
No, it's Kenny from
it's
South Park.
Yeah, South Park.
Oh, they killed Kenny, those bastards.
Put him in the show.
hoodie.
He's not even in the show anymore. I don't know why.
Those dudes, I just saw their net worth. Holy crap.
You guys that make South Park?
Yeah, Trey Parker, and I can't remember the other guy's name.
Are they Canadian? Are they Canadian?
No. You'd think they are because they shit on Canada all the time. That's what makes that show so funny.
That show.
They are. I thought they were.
Why their heads?
I don't think.
Like that?
Maybe they are. I don't think they are, but I don't know.
Well, we can find out. We have Google.
Honestly, I haven't watched that show in at least 10 years, but it's pretty funny.
That was non-PPR. If that
that's
changes
even
your
more.
mind.
That's even more Gus.
It changes me to Gus here.
It changed me to Gus.
I was Gus all
Fair enough.
Ronnie says start 2 in the flex, full PPR, Mixon, Madison, Gus, Javonte, Kirk, Kincaid. Thanks, fellas. Mixon?
Yeah.
Mixon and Gus for me.
It's really hard to say Christian
I want to say Javonte, but I can't. It's not Mixon. It's not Kirk. It's not Kincaid. It's probably Gus. I'll give you that. I want to say Javonte, but that's a really tough matchup. Yep, it's Mixon and Gus for me.
I'm going to go with Christian Kirk and Gus Edwards.
I could see it.
Jackson's pick 2 in non-PPR, Derrick Henry, Tank Dell, Chase, Pittman.
Tank and Pittman for me.
Man. Tank Dell.
I've been taught my Michael Pittman lesson on this show on a weekly basis. And
non-PPR makes it tough for me.
Yeah, and I don't want to set
Hey.
Henry
in a
in this
non-PPR.
matchup in the non-PPR.
But receptions are worth more than carries, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking
Cats.
Well, I mean,
Panthers. sorry.
touchdowns are the most important. I mean, the receptions aren't worth more than carries because receptions aren't any points.
But they're yards,
Oh,
right?
there's
Yeah.
still yards, yeah.
Right.
Like a 20-yard catch beats a 5-yard run. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, of course.
I
But
can
a
help you
20-yard
with all
run
the
beats
other.
a 20-yard run beats a 5-yard catch.
I'm
Oh.
playing Tank.
You're dead.
I'm
You're
playing
dead.
Tank Dell and Derrick Henry.
I'm playing Tank Dell and Derrick Henry for me as well.
I think that Colts game could be the highest scoring game on the week.
Matt Stone.
You can throw on the box all damn day. So I love Pittman. Anyway, I don't know what Matt Stone. Oh, Matt Stone's the other guy. Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Thank you.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
they're from Colorado. Makes sense. Weather show's based there.
Oop, Ronnie was on it.
Gotta love how involved our chat is. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Yes,
we said
thank
Gus.
you very much. So wait, they said Gus over Kyron, and
Yeah.
Yes,
that
sir.
was a standard league, right? Not
Yeah.
in a PPR, I'm going Kyron, and a non-PPR, I'm going Gus.
I'm Gus either way, regardless of format. But yes, we were
Yep.
Gus.
I agree.
I mean now I can pull up my lineups. I can make sure my lineups are good, but
Are we caught up?
yeah.
All right, I'm just going to hit the
Somebody
hit
did
the
say
restroom.
something.
1 second.
What's that say, Bryce?
That Gus over Kyron call could go either way. Like, yeah.
That's a tough one, but I just the PPR is the separator for me on that one.
And they did say it's supposed to be rainy for the Titans game. That probably benefits Derrick Henry, right? Get more touches.
We're talking about him and Gus, though, not.
No, the next one
Oh,
was
gotcha.
yeah. Was about it.
Okay, so I got either one of those guys that starts in that lineup. Damn, Tyler Lockett and Logan Thomas cooped the bed for me in that one. Yeah, Kyron gets all the snaps. So yeah, but Gus just scores 2 touchdowns every game.
He does, and then in a non-PPR, that's the most important, is like touchdown upside. I wouldn't say it's the most. Well, yeah, it is most important. It plays a way bigger factor in a non-PPR for sure.
In a standard league, since week 6, Gus Edwards is the number 1 running back in all of football in a standard league. Over Christian McCaffrey and Jahmyr Gibbs. And that's actually before it really kicked off. Because at week 6, he only scored 5.3. If we go last 5 weeks, he is number 1 again.
That stat just blew my mind. I would have never thought that.
Gus Edwards, number 1?
Yeah. Crazy.
Well, I sat here and told you when he first got the starting stuff back that he just scores too many freaking touchdowns, and he just scores too many freaking touchdowns.
But you and I have been around since the Alex Collins, my Alex Collins love in that offense. I just love their running backs. Like,
yes.
And then he went and shot somebody and got arrested and unfortunately passed away, which is awful.
Very awful. Do you guys start Jerry Jeudy or Roschon Johnson?
I'll start
Jerry Jeudy or Roschon Johnson?
Jerry Jeudy for me.
Roschon. Cleveland's going to eat Jerry Jeudy for breakfast.
Actually, I'm going to start Roschon over Juwan Johnson.
I would do that. And I would
but
start
this is a 1.75 PPR tight end premium.
What should I watch?
The coach said Royce Freeman will get some meaningful work to ease Williams back into things. I don't believe anything Sean McVay says about the running backs.
I saw an interview where he said Kyron's going to be back to his normal workload. So
yeah, I don't believe a word that dude says. He does not. He is the most unpredictable dude at the running back position.
I'd love to watch a football game with that guy, though. Like
I like to be made. I like to feel like I'm really stupid when I watch stuff too.
That must be why you show up to this show every Sunday morning.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, I do. The rainy weather broke the tie in my mind to sit.
What game do I watch? What game do I watch today? The first slate.
Buffalo? Do you want to watch a fun game or a? What do you? Buffalo doesn't play on the first slate.
Are they later?
They play tonight, don't they?
Do they? Sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about.
I think they play Sunday night.
Early games, you have Bucks, Colts, Patriots, Giants. You're not watching that. That's boring.
So I'm going to watch Red
Bengals, Zone. Panthers, Titans, Jaguars, Texans.
That'd be a good one.
That could be fun.
To watch.
Saints, Falcons. That's the last one for the 1 o'clock games.
When do the Steelers and the Bengals play? Is that early?
That's at 1 o'clock.
I might watch that just to see what's going on in Pittsburgh.
Oh no! The 4 o'clock slate has some better games. That's Kansas City, Raiders, Buffalo Bills, Eagles. Tonight's not bad either. Ravens, Chargers, but I won't be watching that. And then
you want to watch that because I
gotta go to bed. Bears and Vikings are the.
Don't you get up at like 4 o'clock or something stupid?
It's peak season, so tomorrow I'll probably get up at like 2:15. Leave my house at 2:30. Yeah, and then on tomorrow night, the next morning I gotta be at work at 2, so I'll probably leave my house at 1:30.
Boy, that's gonna be tough to get used to.
Yeah, I mean it's temporary. It's only for 4 weeks. We're Monday through Saturday, so yeah, it's tough.
Good for you, man. Hey, throw that last one up there. Oh, a couple of questions here.
Yeah, Bryce is supposed to be on this.
Sorry. So EA said like and subscribe. Definitely.
Thank you.
People hit that like button, hit the subscribe notification bell. We do.
You
this
guys don't give me
most
any
Sun-
keys to
we
the
do this
car
pretty
around
much
here,
every
else I would have done that.
Give me Judy. He's a 10 plus PP points per game guy. He does kind of have a little bit of a floor. He kind of always gets like that garbage time work to help salvage. And then EA asked half point PPR flex Evans or Dell.
Tank. So I just looked up Jerry Judy.
Yeah,
Last
I'm
week,
actually starting Tank Dell in my guillotine league over Mike Evans.
5 for 58 last week. 3 for 35, 2 for 50, 5 for 64, 3 for 14, 6 for 50. So yeah, Judy is mostly at least a 10-point floor guy. I don't.
Yeah,
disagree.
he just hasn't had a ceiling. He's been solid floor, no ceiling though.
I just think he's wide receiver 4 or lower against Cleveland. I
Atwell,
like Tank Dell. Mm-hmm.
Atwell, Mingo, Allen Robinson, Jonnu Smith. Got to start one.
Probably Jonnu. Tutu's invisible with both Cup and Puka in. Allen Robinson, I'm done thinking about Allen Robinson. Who else? Jonnu and who?
Jonathan Mingo.
Oh, no. It's got to be Jonnu.
Yeah, it could be John. That's rough. Gee, many criminy.
What,
Dude,
what
this
do you-
team's 7 and fucking 4.
Is
Oh,
that
it's
the
supposed to
Super?
be. This is the one
Is
I'm
that the
talking
Super?
about.
Well, then start Allen Robinson if you want to tank. He won't get you shit.
No point.
Well,
tanking
I'm
now.
7 and 4. I'm probably going to make the playoffs. I might as well get in and see if I.
Is that
actually
the
win
is
more
that the
games.
Super Flex League?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might as well.
Look at this. This is my starting lineup.
Just
Lamar
keep
Jackson,
riding Lamar and Tyreek.
Lamar, Kyler, started Zach Charbonnet, Khalil Herbert, Kareem Hunt, started Tyreek Hill. He's obviously the reason why I'm where I'm at. Olave, Ridley, and then Jonnu Smith and Logan Thomas.
I think I might be done there this year.
You're giving your team up so you don't have a co-owner. That's what I did.
I think I got to pull the chute. Allen Robinson has 5 catches since week 7.
I know. I don't have good options, Sully. This wasn't
No,
a
I'm just
pro
saying-
Allen Robinson question.
If you want to tank, you start Allen Robinson.
But I don't want to tank now. I'm 7 and 4. Why am I gonna work myself out of the playoffs? Even
What's
if
the
I have a
record?
bad team.
What's the record right behind you? What place are you in? Like you're right. We're both 7 and 4,
I'm
right?
in fifth. I'm in fifth, I think.
The only difference between you and I being 7 and 4 is we're trying.
Hey, as long as you have Tyreek Hill, you can win a week.
Well, you should
Might as
trade
well
him.
get in the
Trade him to
playoffs.
us then.
I tried to trade him for weeks.
We have-
and nobody would take him.
We'll trade for him. Send us an offer.
Oh shoot. I'll be right back.
I'll just clear it with my my co-manager.
Should we just end the stream?
Yeah.
No, just end it. See you, everybody. Good luck in your matchups.
Peace out.